Hello everyone. This is the housekeeping video for RLS 100 Life, Leisure, and Pursuit of Happiness. And this is the week of November 30th. We're almost there, just a little over a week to go. The last class of this semester is December 7th. That's Monday. So we're very, very close. So hang in there. Now, last week we worked on a chapter 11, which was about work, leisure, money, and the average for the quiz was 2.5, so that's really good. 5 out of 6 questions, right, on average, getting right. So it's really great job, you guys. And I hope you enjoyed the chapter, which some of you interested in, and email me about, hey, there are many interesting ways to, for example, work more flexibly rather than traditional 8 hours 5 days type of things. So I'm glad that you know those things, and I think that's very important to know given what's going on with the COVID. There's a lot of, we have to be very flexible in terms of how we work and how we live and how we have a life, leisure. So this week, one of the last week, we're going to learn chapter 13, which is about, is leisure fair? And that's the title, is leisure fair? So we're going to talk about those fairness, equity, and all that issues. And as we talked already in earlier chapter, I think it was chapter 4, really leisure isn't fair yet, definitely not. So we're going to talk about how some of the things are not really fair in leisure, which I think is very important because over the past this semester, we learned together how leisure and happiness are related to each other. And we know that, and you know that in your life too. Now, I hope you can be able to better talk about that relationship. Now, if leisure and happiness are strongly interrelated to each other, some people or some groups of people having less opportunity systematically for leisure. And that's basically them getting more obstacles for their pursuit of happiness too. So that becomes very, very fundamental, philosophical, even constitutional issue that we have to address, right? But also in this chapter, we're going to talk about how the positive side of the coin, that how we can actually, leisure can be a place where we can, empower people, bring a little more justice to the world, things like that. So I hope you would enjoy this chapter. This is, I think, very, very important chapter and a great chapter to actually conclude our semester. This is going to be the last chapter and lecture. And remember, this is chapter 13, not chapter 12. We're skipping chapter 12, okay? Now, the deadline for this weekly quiz, I extended it already. You can see on our e-class, December 8th. I extended it even farther, because I realized after recording my lectures, it's a little longer. It's still within that, 50 minutes times 3 framework for the week, but it's a little longer than usual. So I wanted to give you a little more one day. Basically, next Monday, December 7th, which is the last class, you're supposed to be working on this chapter 13 as well. So you have extra time, hopefully. And I know many of you are busy with it, all the assignments and everything. So I hope it will give you a little more time to breathe. December 8th, both quiz and weekly activity post. Now, so that's this week. And we are almost the end of the semester. And that means we're going to have a final exam, right? Final exam is scheduled on December 14th, 2 to 4 p.m. However, like a midterm, I assume some of you are from very different time zone, or just you have really, really you have to work during the daytime because of the COVID or because of the, situation. So I want to provide you 2 exam slots, that 2 to 4, that stay there, right? And we're going to have one more in the evening, like a midterm, so that you can have, another thing. And, hopefully that will make your life easier again. And we're going to do some polling again soon this week. So please keep your eyes open, okay? Now, so that was about final, and I will provide more information about final exam as we go. There are some information already in exam, in the syllabus too. Just so you know, this exam, I already messaged you guys. Final exam is not really cumulative in a way that we're going to focus on chapter 7 and on the second half, okay? But we will talk about some of the key, I will ask you specifically about key concepts from the first half, like a pure leisure, serious leisure, basic psychological needs, flow. We already know that because I mentioned those concepts in my lecture in the second half as well, okay? So, I'm asking you to make those connections and things like that, okay? And I will clarify those important key concepts in my study guide as well, okay? So don't worry about that. Now, the last thing I want to talk about is course evaluation, which you will get an email tomorrow, I think, December 1st, about a survey, online survey to evaluate this course and me as an instructor. So I wanted to talk a few things about this because I know many of you are actually first year and really the first time to do this. And I found that there are some myths, not a right understanding about this course evaluation. First, two things. First is that some students think that this is not actually anonymous, that somehow professors know who said what, and we will change our grade or anything based off of that. That's not true. It is completely anonymous. So we won't know, or university won't know who said what, okay? So don't worry about that. Having said that, this is a space to provide a professional constructive criticism. If you think I did a good job, this course was helpful for you, tell us so. If not, tell us, what was wrong and how it could have been better for you, things like that, or other students too, okay? So we would appreciate those, okay, something is not working, how? And that's a very constructive feedback. Now, another thing is that some students believe that this doesn't matter. Like whatever you say, nothing is going to change. That is not true. And I think you know that because after midterm course evaluation, one thing I changed, that I started to add a little star mark on the right side of the lecture notes so that hopefully highlight more important slides and concepts for you because I received the feedback that, hey, Shin, you can clarify some of their concepts a little more if it's possible. And that's exactly what I did, right? So many of the instructor professors, we do make changes. You may not see many changes because you take the same course usually once, right? But we do. So please, this is very important feedback, and it's not just for you, but also future generations. And you benefited from actually past generations feedback as well. So please spend your, I want to say 5 minutes, but it could be 10 minutes. I'm sorry if it's 10. Answering the questions and providing comments if you have a little time. And then we would really appreciate that because we know you're very busy right now. So that's coming, and I'm gonna give you a message on that too later. So that's everything about chapter 11 last week, chapter 13 this week, final exam a little bit, and their course evaluation. Now I'm gonna go back to mark your essay. So bye now. Have a good week.